ladies of victory, you know who it is. It is Khadijah Davenport, your CEO and founder, and welcome to our Monday night book chat. We're not chatting about this book. We're chatting about The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. Yes, we are. And we are getting ready to get started. So are you guys ready to go? Hello? Hello, love? Hello? I need some response back. Hello, love. Hello, love. There we go. This is our book. This is what we're talking about. The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We're going to get started. This is part 3 of our series. We've been chatting each Monday night this month. We are talking about chapters 9 through 12 tonight. So yes, we did chat about this book last month in our book chat, but we wanted to make sure that we went live and we were able to share our experiences, how they paralleled Shonda Rhimes. Hey, Miss Doreen, we wanted to make sure that we shared that experience with everyone. Hey, Riri, thank you for joining. And so that's why we're doing our book chat live. Hey, Latoya, thanks for joining. So join us. We're going to get ready to chat chapters 9 through 12. Let's go, ladies. Chapter 9, first question. Do you have a harder time saying yes or saying no? Ooh, that's a good question. Who wants to answer that question for us tonight? The first question is, do you have a harder time saying yes or saying no? Well, for me, it just depends on the situation. I'm not 100% sure what is harder for me, if it's harder to say yes or say no. I think it depends on the situation, and it depends on the scenario, and it depends on the person. I think for some people it's a lot easier for us to say no to, and for some people it's a lot easier for us to say yes to. And sometimes the people we say yes to, we should be saying no, and the people we say no to, we should be saying yes. Can anybody else relate? Miss Doreen says saying no. Saying no? Why? Easy to say. Lady Love says it's easy for me to say yes than no. Okay. Anyone else? Depending on situation and person. Yep. Absolutely. I think it is. It definitely depends on the situation and the person. For sure. And how easy it is for us to say yes or how easy it is for us to say no, depending on the person. Depends on the person who asked me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Saying no, Sandra, is harder for you? Okay. Anyone else? I'm going to put this out there. For me, here I go. No. For me, I would much rather someone tell me no. I just want to be clear. I'd much rather you tell me no than to tell me yes and to do a job that's not done in excellence. Then to tell me yes and do it haphazardly. Then to tell me yes and it's late. Then to tell me yes and it's not done. Then to tell me yes, because if I ask you to do something, I need you to do it the same way that I would do it for you. And so it's not about my expectations, so to speak. It's about our relationship and our trust. And I believe that if you ask people to do things for you, then they should be able to do it in excellence. And the most important thing is that they should do it in love. And because you love me and you're doing it out of love, then you should have a spirit of excellence to do it. So if you can't do it with a spirit of excellence each time that I ask you to do something, then don't do it. Because that's how I feel. Maybe that's not how you feel. Maybe that's not how people see things. But from my perspective, because it is my opinion, if you're going to do something that I asked you to do, then I expect that you're going to do it the right way. And I expect that if you can't do it the right way, then I don't want you to do it. And telling me yes then pisses me off, right? Because then you're not doing it. And then I have to go back and redo what you did, or have to find somebody else to fill in to do what you did, when all you had to do was say, you know what? I don't want to do it, or I can't meet your expectations. I don't think I can meet your expectations. If we had honest communication from the beginning and we stopped trying to kiss butt, brown nose, get, one notch on her belt, add to our little tree of success by being connected with different people. And you got to be honest, because you got to understand why you say yes to stuff that you should say no to, and why do you say no to stuff that you should say yes to. So you've got to ask yourself those things. And for me, I'm not going to tell you yes, and I can't do it the way that it needs to be done. I may say, hold on, give me some time, let me see. But I'm not just going to say, nope, I can't do it because I don't know how to do it. I'll find a way, or I'll find a resource. And I think we have to be cognizant of those answers that we give people, especially people that we care about and that love us, that maybe see things in us that we don't see in ourselves, that maybe challenge and push you out of your comfort zone. I'd rather you try than not try at all, of course. But I don't want you to make it seem like you know how to do something that you don't know how to do, period. And then you don't ask. This is my problem. When you don't ask for clarity, and you don't seek understanding about a task that was given to you, and you sabotage that. You get what I'm saying by that? I need y'all to talk back to me. I need to hear some comments. I can't hear them. I need to read some comments that you type, but you get what I'm saying, right? I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I don't have the interaction like we did on like a Zoom call or even in our chat. So I can only go by what I see on the screen. So please talk back to me in your comments. Talk back to me, talk back to me, talk back to me. So I can understand and know that you guys are on the same page and you understand what I'm saying. Because it is very important. And Shonda talks about that. She said no to something she should have said yes to, and she said yes to things she should have said no to. And so if we recognize these things about ourselves, then we can only continue to move forward and grow and evolve as women, as men, as a human species, as mothers, as wives, as aunties, as uncles, as, you know, any of those titles you put your hats on each day. But you have to be true and honest with yourself. And I challenge you guys, get out of your comfort zone. You know, Minister Brittany indicated in one of her messages, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I believe in you do your best. And some of us have learned not to do our best and give excuses why we can't do our best. Or life hits you and I can't do what I said I was going to do. Life hits you and I'm not going to be able to do this. Life hits you and you throw in the towel, but you talk about faith, and giving it up to God, and I surrender and all these things. And as soon as life hits you, you retreat and back up instead of pushing through and moving forward. Because I believe there's no excuse when you have a team working with you and helping you. You can't give me an excuse because there's other people that you can depend on to help you. No one's isolated and no one's on an island by themselves. And if you choose to keep having that mentality, then that is your fault. And I have no sympathy because there's too many of us connected on one accord, walking it out in unity, warring for the kingdom, that you have an excuse not to do what you said you were going to do. That is your integrity. That is your mouth. That is your bond. And that is how you build trust. If I can't trust you with the little things, I can't trust you with the big things. You have to be honest. Stop the foolishness. Stop the lying. Stop the manipulation. I'm not good on emotional sabotage. You can't use that with me. I'm not good with that. I can't handle emotional sabotage. I will cut you off because my thing is you have to speak positivity into yourself, and you have people that are pushing and loving you. There should be no self-doubt. There should be no negative thoughts. You got too much going on, and you can't tell me that we're praying to our most high God. You can't tell me that we're loving on one another. You can't tell me that we're doing these watches and we're doing all this proactive stuff, and you got negative thoughts coming to steal your joy. You got negativity just streaming out of your head. Prophet Waller said, whatever comes out of your mouth is what's festering in your heart. Whatever comes out of your mouth is festering in your heart. If it's negativity, then that's what's festering in your heart. So you got to check yourself, and you got to change your heart, and you got to renew your mind in him daily. You have to do those things. You cannot keep doing the same thing that you did a year ago or 6 months ago. Last year is done. We can't change nothing, and we can't change what's going to happen or predict what's going to happen ahead of us. We can only live in this very moment right now. But you do your best every day. There's times I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff, and I get up and do it, and I give it my best. I don't give excuses, and I don't expect excuses from anybody that's connected to me. When you have a telephone, you can text, you can call, you can email, you can connect with anybody that's in part of our team to help and assist. It's no more. So you learn to say yes when you should say no, and you learn to say no when you should say yes. Are we ready? Chapter 10. Let's go. For those of you who are joining us, we are talking about wrong book. See what I mean? The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We are talking about chapters 9 through 12 today. This is part 3 of our 4-part series that we have had each Monday at 9:00 p.m. Chapter 10. Question: do you acknowledge that you are awesome, and what's your reaction when someone tells you? Oh boy. Do you acknowledge that you are awesome, and what's your reaction when someone tells you? I think it depends on the person, honestly, but I do acknowledge that I am awesome, and I like to spread my awesomeness amongst everyone that I'm connected to. That's how I feel. Now, to you, your awesome may be different than my awesome, but I love my awesomeness. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want everyone connected to recognize their own awesomeness. And when other people tell me that I'm awesome, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I've done something that I'm supposed to do. And if I can touch one person with my awesomeness, then I've done my job and I've fulfilled my purpose. Yes, I know that I'm awesome in my way. When someone tells me that I'm awesome, that makes me happy and good about. Absolutely. I'm glad that makes you feel good about yourself. And even if people don't tell me that I'm awesome, I feel it about myself. So I do what I can. Anybody else? Do you acknowledge that you are awesome, and what's your reaction when someone tells you? That's a good question. I think it's hard sometimes for women to take compliments. I know there's been times where, I've said something to somebody and I'm like, oh, girl, that's a cute hairstyle. Well, I got this from a beauty supply. Okay, you didn't have to say that. Just say thank you. They minimize their awesomeness. They minimize their beauty. They minimize their uniqueness. Just accept it and roll with it. Girl, your hair looks good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I did a little bit of extra today. Just accept it. And we're so negative as a culture that we don't know how to accept compliments, or we think that we shouldn't give people compliments. If you see a woman and she looks good, tell her. She have a nice outfit on, tell her. Her hair is cute, tell her. Don't say your weave is cute. Say your hair is cute, right? Your outfit is cute. Don't say, oh, I saw that same outfit at Target. That's just shade. Quit throwing shade. I appreciate others seeing my awesomeness because I have second guessed myself often. Absolutely. Absolutely. We all have second guessed ourselves at some point in time, but there's a point in time where you have to stand strong in your purpose, and you have to stand strong in who you are and who your purpose to be in God. And He didn't call you because you were perfect. He didn't call you because you were flawless. He didn't call you because you were 5'10" and 110 pounds. Now that's a real skinny, tall person. He didn't call you because you were 5'10" and 300 pounds. He didn't call you for any of those specific characteristics that we define ourselves by. He called you to fulfill His purpose, and through you is where He's going to get the glory. So you've got to be the best you that you can be every day. That means you have to watch what you say, you have to watch what you do, you have to watch who you're around, right? You have to do those things because that company attracts you. You are attracted to different people, and it's based on your inner person. I didn't see that last comment. Oh, okay, sorry. You have to watch who you're around. You have to watch who you give your energy to. You have to watch who you allow in your circle, who you allow in your space. You have to watch that. And you second guess yourself, I believe, at times because of the people that you associate with and other people around you, our families, friends, all of that. We definitely have to be careful of that because they can keep you from being who you are ordained to be, right? And so that's very, 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 very important that you recognize that and you walk in your awesomeness. Everybody's awesome. Isn't that the Lego song? Everybody's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well, everything is awesome. Like that's the Lego song. I had to do it. It's in my head. I had to get it out. Sorry, but my point is that You second guess who you are based on your company as well. Because if I'm around a bunch of boss ladies, I'm not going to second guess myself. We rolling together. But if I'm around a bunch of no good heathens, guess what? I'm gonna start thinking. Even if I'm a boss, if I hang around with people that aren't at my standard or where I'm supposed to be, then I'm going to start thinking like that. It's your mentality. When you raise your mentality, you elevate what you think, and you renew your mind daily like you're supposed to, you won't allow yourself. It's not belittling anybody. It's not being thinking anybody else is less than you. It's having a standard. You can't be around me cussing and fussing and all that all the time. That's ratchet and it's unnecessary. You can't be around me and you just hustling people and doing this. You can't be around me. I don't do it, and I don't expect you to do it. Now, I do understand people have their days and their moments. Have your moment and get out of it. You can't be around me if you're depressed and upset and sad and all that. You can't be around me if you're super hyper and anxious. You can't be around me. You have to be peaceable. Now, if you hang out with people that are like that, that's on you. But you have to understand who you are. And when you understand the greatness of God inside of you, oh, sweet baby Jesus, woo! You will, I guarantee you, you will start acting and walking in your awesomeness, in your purpose, fulfilling your call, whatever it may be. You have to know that inside of you. God does not make mistakes. We do. We certainly do. But he doesn't. And as soon as you align up where you're supposed to be, he didn't ask you to be perfect. He didn't ask you to be perfect. He didn't ask you to be perfect. That's not what he called you to do. He didn't call you because you were perfect. He called you for his purpose. To walk in his purpose, on purpose, for his purpose. That's what he called you to do. And when you step up to the plate to do that, oh boy, those darts, those arrows, the bricks, the bullets, everything you can think of is going to come shooting at you. And do you stop because it hurts? Do you stop because you get hit? Do you stop? No, you keep going and you keep believing God and you keep renewing your mind and you keep asking God to continue to give you strength in him so that you can keep going, because baby, those darts are coming. Those shots are coming at you, and you got to learn to dip and dodge them, right? So you don't get hit left and right. And then you have people around you that are supposed to be your shield of protection, but you can't have a shield of protection, right? If you remove yourself from behind the protection. I said it. You can't do it. Your protection is there. You move yourself from being protected because you want to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and when you want to do it. Yes, that's why you get caught up. That's why you get in trouble. That's why you can't move forward the way you're supposed to, because you keep thinking you do it how you want to, and that's not how God has made any of us. Whether it's our God, whether it's Allah, whether it's Buddha, you still have order in every religion that you decide to be a part of. There's still order, there's still structure, and there's still a protective barrier that you're supposed to be up under. Whether it's your husband, whether it's your pastors, whether it's fathers in their household, whether it's your mom in a single household, either way, a mom or dad, but you still have to be protected, and you take that protection off when you do what you want to do, how you want to do it. So you end up uncovering yourself from your own protection. For what? Let's talk about that. Why are you uncovering yourself? What are you uncovering yourself for? So you can go, what? So you can go be a hoe? What? I don't understand. You want to go have sex? Okay, then what? After that, then what happens? You gonna have a drink? After that, then what happens? You're gonna go get high? After that, then what happens? What happens? You still got to deal with you. That's what happens. And the Holy Spirit in you is going to make you feel guilty, and you keep running away from the very thing that helps you be set free. But you want to keep doing you, boo. Keep doing it. And you're going to keep having the same cycles in your life until you change your behavior. It's inevitable. It's statistically proven. I don't care how much church you've been to. If you don't learn to change those nasty negative behaviors, you're going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to be able to shout hallelujah and speak in tongues and still be a hot mess. Next question. Chapter 11. Have you ever experienced a difficult time in your life? Oh yeah. I'd like to hear people talk about this question. Have you ever experienced a difficult time in your life? Absolutely. March 9th, 2020. When I came to Florida and I didn't leave. And it started off as a wonderful servitude unto a friend that ended up being a complete change in my life. And although it may seem glamorous and wonderful to everybody else, my whole life got flipped upside down, turned around, just like that, because of this virus called Corona, COVID-19. Maybe some of you guys didn't have the same experience. But guess what? Like April just said, nothing in my life is easy. Nothing. And so you have to make efforts to do things in your life to make it better, but it's not easy. It could look wonderful. You could have, overflow and abundance in your bank accounts. You can have whatever, nice cars, houses, all of that wonderful stuff. That doesn't make it easier. You still have to deal with the inner you. You still have to deal with the things that you're working through. You still have to. And if you don't deal with this and this and this and this and this and this, if you don't deal with it, you will always be a cycling hot mess. I said it, a cycling hot mess. You'll have highs and lows. You'll feel good. You'll do this. You'll do that. Oh, yeah. And every tax season, you're going to be a wonderful person. You're going to have all this. You're going to get everything together. You're going to have all this going on, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have all this money. And then bam, come April, you don't have nothing. And you back to where you were before. Have to be honest. So yeah, have you ever experienced a difficult time in your life? 24/7, 365 is difficult. Sometimes are more difficult than others. There's sometimes like right now dealing with grief and loss and being tired from traveling back and forth. And like I said, for some people, maybe that seems glamorous, but it's tiresome. And I have children. We have a ministry, we have business, we have all this stuff going on, and yet we have to keep going. So I wonder if we traded places for a day, how would that work? You ever think about that? Like, oh, I've got all this stuff going on. I got this, blah, blah, blah. Let me trade places with Lady D for a day. Let me see. Yeah. Because sometimes you make it look easy. It's not easy. I can manage it because I renew my mind daily and I make a decision every single day. I make a decision every single day to die to myself and walk in Him. I make a decision. There are some days where my flesh is hot and I'm going to give it to you. But at the end of the day, it's out of love. It's not because I just want to be dogmatic and get you upset. It's because I love you enough to correct you and I want you to be better. And when you know better, you do better, according to Maya Angelou. When you know better, you do better. And that's the expectation. And that's the only expectation that I have. Anybody else want to answer that question? Have you ever experienced a difficult time in your life? Let's go to the last chapter, chapter 12, because we're not going to stay on here, for longer than we're supposed to. We're going to get to the point. For those of you guys that are just joining, we're finishing up with chapter 12, Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We have been paralleling Shonda's quest and her story with our own. And today we're finishing chapters 9 through 12, and we're finishing up with this last question from chapter 12 right now. Have you ever felt alone? Yes. Woo. Yes. I'm answering the question for myself. Yes, I have felt alone. I have felt alone when you've helped people and loved people and they've backstabbed you and they've hurt you and they think that it's okay and they expect you to have grace and mercy with them, and then it's not extended the same. They talk about you. They lie on you. They lie about you. We all have experienced that, I'm so sure. And there's a lot of times where I was just like, I don't like anybody, not even my own husband, because you part of the problem. Yeah, I said it. My kids. I've said it. They don't understand the sacrifices that you make. They don't understand, how tired you may be, all the stuff you're doing for them, for other people, for work, for whatever. So yeah, there's times when you feel alone, but that's why we ask for the Comforter to come and comfort us, the Holy Ghost. He comforts us. We ask, we open our mouths. I don't dwell in feeling alone because I know that my Father has me and he's going to always be by my side. And so when I can't depend on not one other soul, not another person, not someone calling, texting, seeing how I'm doing, I know I can go and I can pray to Abba Father. And I know he comforts me. He sends his sweet Holy Spirit to comfort me during my times of loneliness, during my times of weakness. And that strength in him can't nobody give me. And so I know I'm never alone with God, but I do have moments, but I know who to go to. And it's not a human being. Yes, feeling used. Yeah. But that all ties into saying yes or saying no. And so a lot of times we put ourselves in predicaments thinking that people are going to change. And the reality, and this is my reality, is people are not going to change. And if you don't set boundaries and standards for people, they're going to keep doing the same thing that they're going to do. And that doesn't mean that it's you, that's them. And you allow them to just be who they are. And once you recognize who they are, now you have a decision to make. Are you going to allow them to continue to be in your life this way? Or are you going to let go? And in this season, it's time for me to let go because you have to reciprocate my love. You have to reciprocate my energy. And if you can't do that, then I'm not putting forth the effort. And that is okay. It don't matter who it is, your mama, your daddy, your granny, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, don't matter who it is. You have the right to reserve and preserve your energy. What's my have with moving people out the way? Very good. Thank you, April, for that. Yeah. You shouldn't have to go through every year. I'm cutting off this friend. I'm cutting off that friend. You shouldn't have to go through that every single year. You know, I understand, but you have to have a standard within you of how you're going to be respected. And some of the people, and most of the time, it's the people that are the closest to you, Doreen, that don't appreciate you, that use you and abuse it, and they have a sense of entitlement that you are supposed to do. Well, sweet baby Jesus, no, I'm not, and no, I'm not going to, not anymore, because you have the right to live your life to the fullest. And that is Bible. Yes, yes, yes. Anybody else? Well, I want to take this time to let you know that I thank you guys for being a part. If you would like to join us for any personal counseling or coaching, you can reach us at LegacyLifeChangers.com 601-299-9960. You can text me personally to set up a coaching session. It does cost money because it's not free, but I believe that when you invest in you, you'll get a better outcome. So you don't consider it as paying for it. You consider it as an investment fee for you. We're available usually Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well. But make sure you call and set up an appointment to get started if that's what you'd like to do. Because I believe when you change your cycles, you change your life at LegacyLifeChangers.com. Well, this is the last of our questions for today. This is the book that we've been reading, The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We will be joining you next Monday for part 4 of our 4-part series. That'll be the conclusion of this book. And please, what are we going to do next month? Well, I brought up the book twice, not intentionally, but maybe it was subconsciously. We're going to be reading this book starting Monday. It is called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. And believe me, most of you guys have it. If you don't have it, you need to go and get it, because we're going to start chatting with this book on Monday in our book chat. And then we won't go live with this book until April, because we have to finish the first book and then give people kind of a chance to get through this book. So we're going to do this 40 days. We're going to do this for 40 days because there's purpose in each of your lives. And we want to find that. We want you to walk in it. We want you to walk on purpose, in your purpose, for purpose. You hear that? So I thank you for joining us. Are there any last minute questions or comments? I don't see anything. It is 9:32. I believe we start and we end on time. So thank you. Have a wonderful night. We'll hope to see you here next Monday at 9 p.m. And remember, let everything you do be done in love. Peace, y'all. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.